So they had all this incredible catalog of weapons. They had a standing army that was strong. So what made them lose steam? You know, they had many kings through 550 years, some good ones and some not so good ones. Problem is, Chinese history tends to spend a lot of time talking about the last guy. The last guy obviously will be painted in bad light because he lost the dynasty, right? And so much is written about it. In fact, there's a whole whole fable or whole mythological story epic based on the life of the last king. He's called Tai Hang Wong, and he lasted quite a long time. In his early days, actually, he was very, very good. He was supposed to be born with such incredible mythical strength that even as a young teenager, when he went hunting, he just said, "Forget about this armor and weapons in my way. You know, I really don't want to take that bison down, or like to take the leopard down, or to take the tiger down." He just jumps off his horse, goes there, and has a wrestling match with the guy in the mud, and just tear his head off. He was so strong. He was known to hunt with his bare hands. Whatever animal came his way, whether it was a 200-kilo wild boar or a rhinoceros, he said, "I'm going to take the guy." And he jumped off his horse, he runs onto the guy, takes him down and breaks his neck or pulls his horn off. He was an incredibly strong guy, but unfortunately, along with the strength was a strong drive for women, which he had, and this actually sort of brought his undoing. I'll finish up in a couple of minutes, okay? Because I'm running late. There are two theories to this. One is that he was just a naturally naughty boy who did many naughty things, but another was that he was so naughty that when he went to a certain temple, the goddess there was called Loi Mo Liang Liang. He went in there and looked at her, and she was really pretty, and he made an indecent proposal to her. So she thought, "Okay, you naughty boy, I'll send a couple of spirits to let you enjoy the rest of your life and help bring his kingdom down." One was supposed to be the vixen spirit, female fox, the original expression. That's right. Yeah. So that expression has come down to today. And the other one is supposed to be Pei Pa Jing, and Pei Pa is a musical instrument. So anyway, if you follow that story, it will tell you in Feng San Bong in great detail how he went from one bad deed to another, and the kingdom fell apart. In fact, the Shang dynasty actually attracted a lot of talent, and even to his time, he had many great ministers around him. But because of his ill treatment of them or his bad ways, which he refused to reform, he lost a lot of them. One of his uncles was a very great man. His name is Bei Gan, who is one of the most respected prime ministers in Chinese history. In fact, the Wu Lijing said to Bei Gan, he says, "I've got a certain illness, I need your heart." And so he took his heart out. Apparently, before he did that, he met Kyong Tai Kung, who is the next great prime minister of the Zhao dynasty. Kyong Tai Kung gave him an amulet that says, "Don't worry, you cut your heart off, it's okay. You come and see me around the corner and I'll give you a new heart." So he took his heart off, he survived. He gave the heart to the king and the concubine. They were very happy, so he was walking off to meet Kyong Tai Kung. His heart was gone, but he was still going. And then suddenly the Pei Pa Jing at the corner said, "Hey, I've got cabbages for sale. I've got cabbages for sale." And but these are special cabbages. They've got no heart. Cabbages are meant to have a heart in the center. And Bigan turned around and said, "How can that be?" He said to her, "No heart. The cabbage can't survive without a heart." So the Pei Pa Jing said to her, "And a man can't survive without a heart either." And when he heard that, he just coughed blood and dropped dead. So he never got to reach Kyong Tai Kung to get the cure. This is the fable, So you think at the time when Bigan died, you might think it's a fable, but he actually has a temple dedicated to him. When the Zhao dynasty took over in Zhao Mo Wang, one of the first things he did was to create a temple for Bigan because he was such a loyal prime minister, such a loyal great man, that he created a temple for him. And after that, many emperors in Chinese history throughout the dynasties went out and paid a tribute to him. And in fact, it's the only place in the known history of the world that has Confucius handwriting, because in one of the pillars there, Confucius went there to pay his respects and used a sword to write a dedication to him, and he has Confucius inscription, the only place in the world, right? And Bigan's wife was fearful for her safety because the king just killed the husband, so she ran into the hills to escape, but she was pregnant and she was giving birth. And when she was giving birth, she had to hold on to 2 trees when she gave birth. So Zhao Mouwang, who formed the Zhao dynasty, in honor of Bigan, created a surname for all his descendants. Because the wife was holding 2 trees, it became Lam, the surname Lam. So the Lam people are descendants of Bigan. And for 3,000 over years, even to today, people from all over the world go to his temple to pay respects as their ancestor. So that's the beginning of the surname of Lam. This is the history. The people in Lam all over the world believe that, so they follow that. Okay, so how did this Shang dynasty, with its incredible military force of 500,000 standing army, 180,000 trained, battle-hardened gladiator soldiers, plus some incredible wild animals, plus at the time 3,000 plus 400 years ago, magic was the order of the day. They have all these people with incredible skills, incredible strength, speed, power, superhuman skills, guys who can fly, guys who can make things fly out of the night to fight for you, guys who can blow a flute or a, what you call that, a flute, and bring out 100,000 bats to come and fight for you. All kinds of incredible creatures that come out of the night to fight for them. And then they have some so-called immortals, deities to fight for them. The 4 heavenly kings, one, the eldest of which, when he takes his sword out, the whole sky darkens. You see nothing. Split second, you see some light, because 1,000,000 arrows descend upon you. And there's another one of the 4 heavenly kings. When he summons his weapon, fireballs the size of, almost like meteors come crashing down from all over the sky. Another guy who, when he opens his umbrella, the tsunamis come and the earth opens up and all kinds of creatures come out to fight on his behalf. How do you battle these guys? I mean, there are people who actually believe. Now, you might think, did any rational person believe or say these? Let me tell you that China's greatest philosophers, let me mention the 3 of them for you.